military, and he would come out here and we would shoot videos. And then when I discovered that you can go and buy video commercials on cable television for your area, you could just buy. I could just buy Compton. My club was right near Compton, so I bought Compton, Gardena, and whatever. And it was like $5 to buy spots. I would spend $100 a week, man, and just buy. I'd go. The most expensive part about me doing something was actually doing the commercials, because then video commercials, they was charging like regular studios. It wasn't no digital shit. You had to have 2, 3 different recorders to edit a piece. And me with my misspeaking ass, it would take me a minute to get shit done. It would take me an hour or two to do a 30-second commercial, but I got them commercials though. I got some of the outtakes. So yeah, I was running commercials for everything back in the day, and I found some of those commercials. I found my other Love Connection, my other Newlywed Game tape where I actually won the Newlywed. I said, boy, if my producers knew I had this shit, they'd kick my ass. I didn't think about it, man. I just was Friday. I was over the weekend. For the last 2 weeks, I've been digitizing. Well, last few months, I've been digitizing all my old Issues in the Hood show. I had a public access show for 15 years on Compton. I interviewed a lot of people. Before the internet, I was on cable television every Thursday. I kept every fucking tape. I got a lot of people on those shows. A lot of different issues on those shows were addressed that we still dealing with today. And that's what I want to digitize and see what I had. And I didn't realize sometimes you forget what you did, man. And I forget a lot of what I've done.
That's crazy. I know you had a show yourself, Issues in the Hood, but what do you remember and what can you tell us about this generation, specifically about public access television?
Public access television was something that came into existence during the actual cable TV era, okay? And every city that they ran cables in, they had to give one channel that was dedicated to the community, okay? One channel. And Compton started off being channel 3, which was perfect for me because 2 and 4 were some of the hottest TV channels during my time. I'm right on doing the news. So you had to take a 1-month course on video production, and then you had to take a course on how to host a show. And because I got stage experience and I DJ all the time, I got thrown into a show right after the 92 riots. It started off being called Music in the Hood. Okay. And I took the class, passed the class with flying colors, and started this show, man. And it was just one of the best things I've ever done. One of my partners who was on the channel with me, he and I are the only ones that I can think of right now that are still doing video right to this day. It was a bunch of people that did it, but we're the only ones that stuck with it and moved into the actual podcast realm. He's a pastor, and he's, like I said, he's still doing this thing. Pastor Hamilton. But yeah, man, it was free. The class was free, and they had a whole studio in Compton. And every Thursday from 6 to 7:30, I'd go down there and post up and do my show. But they did not record this show. They didn't record them. If you wanted your show recorded, you had to bring your own tapes. And I would go to Target and buy a big ass 10-pack of tapes. I left them in the studio, and every Thursday, my guy had to give me a tape, and I never watched him. Once I did my show, I didn't come home and eat popcorn or jack off watching myself. I never do that. I don't trip on me. I don't watch these shows most of the time. I don't watch us. Okay. If somebody brings them to my attention, I'll look at it. But once I'm done with something, I go on to something else. Now, I keep all the shows, but I don't sit around and just watch it. Every once in a while, we do an extra good show. I will look at it again to make sure I cover certain points. But for the most part, I don't watch. I don't watch me.
I hate watching myself, and I hate listening. I hate my voice, to be honest with you. I don't like listening to myself.
Same here, exactly. So, but I do preserve the content for for references or just for future, whatever, man.
That's right. We can't end the show, Lonzo. Someone just reminded me, 1968, we lost George Foreman. Now,
Yeah.
you got to watch him probably on TV, I don't know, in whatever. You got to experience him a different way than I did. I experienced the 45-year-old George Foreman back in the 90s, who was still whooping butt, but he was nothing like the 70s George Foreman. Talk to us about George Foreman for the last couple minutes.
Man, George Foreman was the biggest son of a bitch I've ever seen all my life. He was a huge man, dude. All them dudes were huge. Oh, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, and Ken Norton. I met them all at one point in time, and they were massive men. Okay. George Foreman, George started off being a bad guy. He was like a big bully. He didn't smile. He didn't do a lot of press. When him and Ali was going at it, man, and he just was always the bad guy. And Ali would clown him for being big and slow, but they say when he hit you, man, like the world would move. He was like it's like, damn, that motherfucker hit hard, okay? And he was slow, but he was consistent. And Ali, I think he's the one that Ali did learn to create the rope-a-dope on. And Ali would let him he would just let him punch and punch and punch and punch, and he finally burnt himself out. And that's when Ali finally learned to whoop his ass. But then once he got out of the fight game, he came up with the George Foreman grill and started smiling. I'm George Foreman. By my Foreman, that's how he just flipped over, because he was kicking ass and whooping everybody's ass with a frown. Now he's smiling and selling these goddamn grills. Hey, man, I got a George Foreman grill now. Shit.
RIP to a legend, man. Damn, that show went by quick, just as I thought it would. Shout out to the chat. We had a big night tonight, man. Upwards of 50 people, well over 50 tonight. So thank you all. Hit that like button before you head out. Any last words before you hit them with that outro, Lonzo?
Man, you know what? I want to thank BizFed and all my folks. I got another award on Friday for being an innovator in the community, dude. And them awards mean a lot. I really appreciate it. But before I go, folks, hey, for those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till he got cold on the eve after dark, 50-yard line to Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. Peace.